Hello, good afternoon, all. Has Sagar sir joined?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Dr. Sagar. Yeah, thank you very much for accepting our invitation. And formally, I welcome you on behalf of Anjuman Islam's Akbar Birbhai College on this 10 days capacity building program. I think your second time sharing with us the platform. So, sincerely, we thank you for the same. Now, I'll request my research scholar, Mr. Haider, Professor Haider, to introduce you. So, Haider, kindly introduce her formally. Thank you.
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce you all to the guest speaker of today, Dr. Sagar Gaikwad. Sir is a PhD in Commerce in subject of Business Policy and Administration from University of Mumbai. Sir is a UGC NET qualified in subject of Commerce as well as Management. Sir has also qualified UGC SET in the subject of Management. Sir has also done his MMS in the subject of Finance. He has also an MCom degree in Management. He has secured a first class. Sir has many awards and patents to his name. Currently, Sir is Assistant Professor in MET. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajesh Boite, sir, and Haider.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sagar sir, and thank you very much, Haida.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we'll start with our today's session. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to accept your invite, and obviously, to share knowledge with all the teaching fraternity. And the topic that we'll be discussing today, it is related to the advanced statistical analysis. So, but before moving ahead with advanced statistical analysis, I just wanted to know that what participant understand with the basics. So I've gone through with the schedule. In the schedule, I have noticed that you guys have a you guys had a session with respect to the parametric test, non-parametric test, and theory building, the qualitative view, the quantitative view, everything, and most of this weight of topic, has been done. Today, if you talk about advanced statistical analysis, okay, what we need to understand then? Okay, if I'm okay, it's just first we'll have a dialogue. Sir, do you want this meetings to be get recorded because the recording button is not yet started?
No, no, I think they are recording. Sadiq sir, we are recording all the lectures
Okay.
and we are putting on our website also.
I think
Yeah,
I think
Dr.
that the
Sagar.
recording is not yet started.
Yeah, Sadiq sir, just kindly just take me. Sadiq sir, are you there? I'll just check it up from sir. Wait, sir, give me
Sure.
1 minute.
Okay. Shall I continue?
No, sir, we can wait for 1 minute. Let me
Okay.
talk to him
Fine.
and start. Every day starts me recording. Ah, he's there. Hello. Hello, Sadiq sir. हाँ सागर सर
Yes, sir.
एक्चुअली जूम में कुछ ये हुआ है लिमिट हुआ है कुछ तो यूट्यूब पे रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है
Okay. Fine. No issues. No
या
issues.
यू कैन कंटिन्यू सर यूट्यूब का लिंक भेज रहा हूँ मैं पार्टिसिपेंट्स को और यहाँ पे भी ओके
Okay. No issues. No issues. No
थैंक यू
issues.
वेरी मच
Fine.
अच्छा आर यू होस्ट आर यू एबल टू शेयर द पीपीटी एंड ऑल दैट काइंडली टेल मी
Okay. Let me check that, sir.
दैट आल्सो हैज टू बी गिवन टू यू ना
Uh,
या
I think yes.
थैंक
I
यू वेरी
can.
मच सर थैंक यू
Okay. Yeah. So before before heading towards the advanced statistical analysis, I just wanted to know what is the how you guys understand the basics of statistics. Okay, what is your understanding with respect to the basics? So here I have also shared the PPT. Okay, the blank PPT. So I can draw something if I wish to do that. In case if I want to share some drawing with you all. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, but before heading with this, okay, my question is like, okay, how you guys are understanding? Like, are you guys know about that there's something called as the metric data measurement? There's something called as non-metric data measurement. Okay, you can give me some. You can answer me in the chat box, or you can unmute, and that's also fine. That is also something which you can do. Okay, so you can chat box, or you can write, okay, whether you guys understand with how you guys understand with like what is your understanding with respect to the metric data set and non-metric data set, the interval data set or the nominal data set. Okay, are you guys are aware about this? Okay. Okay, not aware. Okay. 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 Fine. Okay. Huh? Can I have few more options? Few more opinion? Okay, great. That you guys are not aware. Okay. So why great? Because then, I'll get the opportunity to tell you that, what is this metric data set and non-metric data set and everything. Great. So if I go to next slide, okay, these are the 4 types of data set that we always talk about. If you even if you develop a questionnaire, you need to make sure that your data, okay, what are the variables that you are putting in a questionnaire, or whatever the variable that you are putting and highlighting in a your methodology, in your objective, in your hypothesis. Okay, this all needs to be measured on this 4 types of data set. Okay, someone's scribbling. Yeah. Okay, please don't write anything on the screen. Okay, I guess everyone has that permission to annotate, but please don't do any annotation on the screen. Okay. Okay. So suppose, okay, if I'm saying that my first question, okay, my first question in the questionnaire is name. Usually we write name. Okay. So major, okay, most of you guys don't know about the metric and non-metric data measurement. Okay, so I'll repeat that. Okay, don't worry about it. So nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio data set. Okay, so if I talk about any type of questionnaire, so the first question that you ask your respondent many times, it is name. And in an analysis, okay, we don't do anything with respect to an analysis, with respect to name. So name is something which is not needed. Okay, it is just for an identification purpose. Okay, so later on we don't gonna code that name into some number response. Okay, so name is something which do not have any type of parameter. We do not have any type of measurement to measure the name. Okay, the second question that we usually ask after name is, what the question that you ask after name majorly, many a time we ask that thing only.
Gender?
Gender,
We
yeah.
ask about
Okay,
gender.
yeah, okay. And when we ask the gender, let me use this annotation now. Yeah, okay. And when we ask a gender, okay, so suppose, okay, if I write here gender, okay, and in gender, okay, we basically give them 2 options. Many a time, we give 2 options. Okay, one is male and another is female. Okay, I'll not get into that particular debate that, why 2 options and why not 4 and why not 5. So that is something which is a different debate that we can do separately. But here, if I'm giving, if I'm asking gender, okay, I'm giving the only 2 responses. Okay, one is a male, another is a female. And later on, when I will receive all these options to me, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to code all men as 1 and all female as 2. Okay. I can do reverse also. I can assign 1 to female and 1 to male. But the coding will not decide the superiority of that particular gender. So just because of I have given 1 to male, it does not mean that all men are superior than female. And because I have assigned 2 to female, it does not mean that the females are not so superior than male. It is only for an identification purpose. So if I am measuring any type of data, any type of measurement on this particular data set, so we usually call it as nominal data set. Okay. Now the second thing that we have here is the ordinal data set. Now, ordinal data set itself says that there will be some sort of order involved. Now, okay, after age, okay, after gender, what next question that you will ask? Tell me.
Education, qualification, or age?
Okay. So suppose, okay, if I'm asking age, and for age, I can ask age in 2 ways. Okay, for age, I can give them 4 categories and select the category whichever is applicable to you. Or in the second scenario, what I can do, I can give them age and I can tell them dash years. Okay. So that type of data set, we called it as ordinal data set. Okay, where one type of order is involved. So my first category here would be, suppose 21 to 25. The second category is 26 to 30. The third category is 31 to 35, and the last category is 35 to 40. So can I say in this particular thing, one type of order is involved, and hence it is an ordinal category. If I'm measuring age in this way, that age dash year. So it is not an ordinary category. Okay, it is a ratio. It is a ratio measurement. So I can measure age with in two categories. Okay, with two ways. One is with the ordinal, another is the ratio. Okay, and the last, okay, the third we have interval data set. Okay, so you're all Likert scale. All the Likert scale are the interval data set. Okay, when I ask them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it basically moves from 1 to 5, whereas 1 is strongly disagree and 5 is strongly agree. Okay, now I can categorize all these 4 into 2 also. Yeah, okay. I can ask, okay, let me erase everything first. Okay. Okay, now I can ask all these 4 in metric data set or non-metric data set. So your all categorical data, whatever variable that you will be measuring on non-metric data set, okay, on any parameter, okay, whether you have 1 option to it or 3 option or 5 option to it, it becomes your non-metric data. But whenever you ask them any whole number like age dash years, then it becomes your metric data set. So that is the difference between the metric data set and a non-metric data set. Is it clear? So suppose if I'm asking age, and in order to measure age, I'm giving them 2 options. Okay, and those 2 options are like, okay, I can measure age with 2 ways. In one, I can give them 4 option, and in second way, I can ask them age dash years. So if I'm opting for the first option, where I'm asking them to select one option out of 4 category, it becomes a non-metric data set. But in the second category, where I'm giving them age dash years, it is a metric data set. Understood? What is the difference between metric data set and a non-metric data set? Is it clear to everyone? Because this measurement pattern will determine which type of test that you will be applying. So here it is not a concept of a basic statistics or advanced statistics. It is something which is needed to understand, which one need to understand before applying any type of test. Yeah. Any doubt?
Yes, I have a question here. I just wanted to ask, is this metric data and non-metric data part of ordinal data? A
No.
subcategory of ordinal data?
No. So it happens that when we analyze the when we analyze the data, all the data, Likert data, okay, we convert our Likert data into ratio data. Because in Likert data set, where we use the reflective scale, so there is also concept of a reflective scale and a formative scale. Okay, so that also you will understand. Then what happens in a reflective scale? Suppose, okay, if I want to ask you that your satisfaction from your current institute, I want to measure that thing. That, okay, to what extent you are satisfied with your current institute. I can do this with multiple ways. Okay, the first way that I'm doing here is through asking you a direct question. My direct question will be, are you satisfied with your college? Okay, this is the first thing that I'm asking. And the option will be yes and no. So this becomes your non-metric data set. It has a 2 category. But suppose, okay, instead of this, if I'm asking you, rate your satisfaction from the infrastructure of a college, rate the satisfaction from the canteen, library, classrooms, your compensation benefit, the appraisal benefit, which approach is more good approach, okay, or more better approach. The second one, where I'm targeting a different dimension of satisfaction and not only one whole component of satisfaction as whole in one sentence.
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm asking you the multiple things, so it becomes a formative scale. But later on, when I'm going to, okay, when I want to measure your satisfaction, okay, what I need to do, I need to submit, okay, I need to add the total of each items. Okay, Rajesh sir, I got the request to record the meeting. Is it for me?
हेलो हाँ सागर से बोलिए ना
Yeah, I got this notification that you received a request to record the meeting on a cloud.
हाँ कर लो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, जो भी है ओके कर दीजिए.
अच्छा, but okay.
Actually
But you know,
YouTube पे already is getting recorded.
अच्छा, fine, okay.
Yeah, I'll share a link and AP कॉलेज के वेबसाइट पे अपलोड every day upload होता है.
अच्छा, no, I got that. Beach me, I got that pop-up. So I got
अच्छा
this.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry for disturbance.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. No, sir. Okay. So I just
Okay, it's
confused.
okay.
Okay, it is whether I should click there or not.
No, please, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So suppose okay, I'm measuring a satisfaction like this. Where is the pencil? Yeah. Okay. So if I'm asking you multiple things in order to measure your satisfaction, and suppose for the first statement you mark 4, for second you mark 5, okay, for third okay you mark 3, okay, for the next you mark 2, for the next you mark 1, and for the last you mark 5, okay. Your satisfaction not only comes from the canteen, your satisfaction not only comes from the infrastructure, not only from the salary, not only from the environment, but from all the factors. Okay, so what need to do? I need to make a summation of all this score, and that score becomes your satisfaction. So now this becomes your ratio data set, which we called it as metric data set. और पहले क्या था ये? Earlier it was interval data set. Okay, what you are talking about? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so whatever test that you will perform, okay, whether it is a parametric or a non-parametric test with respect to a basics statistics are concerned, okay, you'll be applying a test on this particular score, or not on this individual scores. Now, this individual scores of no use. If you want to go for a PLSM, okay, I have also okay, I have given an instruction, okay, information to everyone that you need to upload and download this smart PLS trial version. Okay, I hope everyone must have done that. Then so we can do some hands-on on smart PLS, okay, which is a very different and a very exciting world of research. Okay, exploring smart PLS is something which is really nice. Okay, so everyone got the clarity about the metric dataset and non-metric dataset. So if you find any categories, whether it is 2 category, 3 category, or 5 category, it becomes your non-metric dataset. And if you have some whole number with you, it becomes your metric dataset. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubt so far? No?
Till time it is okay, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please make somewhat more clear these two set of data?
Okay. So again, I'm repeating, if you are asking any variable, no, if you're trying to measure any variable in some category, like gender, for gender, you are giving 2 category. So it becomes your non-metric data set. But okay, but for age, okay, for age, you're not giving a category. For age, you're giving them direct open-ended question, age dash. So for that dash, I can write anything. You can write anything. Someone will write 30, someone else will write 35, 40, 45, 50. They can write anything. So what sort of response you will get? Okay, you will get a response in terms of whole numbers. And those whole numbers are basically a metric data set. Is this clear? Okay, so for age, you can measure age by categories also, and you can measure age in metric data also. Okay, so suppose okay, you measure age in 4 categories, it becomes your non-metric data set. But for age, okay, if you're giving them this particular whole option, open-ended question like this, it becomes your metric data set. Is this clear now? Is this clear now? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay. Now suppose, okay, what happens, once you guys are ready with your questionnaire, okay, again, you need to revisit your objectives and just determine, okay, what type of analysis that you need to do. Now, this is something which is univariate analysis. Okay, in your variable, okay, suppose if you have only one variable, only one variable to study, suppose, then which type of test that will be applying? And that particular variable is measured on metric data set. Then in that case, okay, you'll be using mean, median, 1 sigma, okay, that is 1 sample t-test, and this is the path in SPSS. Okay, I hope you guys have had a session on SPSS. But in that, okay, univariate, okay, if that particular variable is measured on non-metric data set, then in that case, okay, you'll be only applying count and percentage. This is the path in spaces. Okay, descriptive statistic frequency. Okay. Now, okay, I can give an example here. Okay, suppose, okay, your variable, okay, your objective is to study the population statistics of India. Okay, your topic is something which is related to GDP, suppose. Okay, and your first objective is to study the population statistics of India. Now, in this particular objective, you are only studying one variable, that is the population. Okay, and population, how you are measuring a population? So for population, we'll get some whole number. Okay, then it becomes your metric or non-metric. It becomes your metric data set. With that metric data set, what you can do? Okay, उसका आप mean निकाल सकते हो, median निकाल सकते हो. Okay, उसका sigma निकाल सकते हो. One sample data. These are the only things that you can perform with that type of data. Is this clear? Okay, and suppose if that particular data set, okay, if that particular variable is measured on non-metric data set. Okay, then in that case, you can what you can do? You can only count them. Okay, and you can make a percentage of it, but that's it. Nothing else that you can do. But suppose, the next slide is all about the bivariate analysis. Okay, suppose, okay, this is something which is interesting and everyone will have, okay. Everyone will, okay. Okay, suppose, okay, you have two variables. Okay, you have one variable which is dependent variable and another is a independent variable. Suppose, okay, your dependent variable, okay, is measured on metric and your independent variable is also measured on metric. So in that case, okay, you'll be applying correlation and regression. These are the two tests that you can apply. Okay, but suppose your dependent variable is a metric and an independent variable is a non-metric, then in that case, okay, you'll be going for hypothesis testing. यहाँ पे आपके आ जाते हैं दो test, which is a parametric test and non-parametric test. I assume that in the prior session you guys had the session on parametric test and non-parametric test. Okay, but suppose your dependent variable is a non-metric and independent variable is a metric. In that case, okay, you'll be applying linear discriminant analysis. We call it as binary regression, LDA, and binary regression. And your dependent variable and independent variable both are measured on metric. So in that case, okay, only one option left with you. It is a chi-square test. So so it is very important you to understand that while framing an objective, you should be in a position that what are my variable, how I'm going to measure this variable. When you will formulate an objective that time only, I'm not talking about after data collection you will come up with that this is the test that I'm going to use. No, not talking about that. Okay, I'm talking about before starting. Okay, before starting with the data collection, when you guys make your objective, that time you should have the clarity that which type of test you will be applying after a data collection. Many time what happens after data collection, we search, okay, that which one will be the good test here. No, you should not do that. Okay, you should not do like that. Okay, I hope this is okay. This is clear to you. Okay, I'll give one example to it. Okay, suppose you just tell me, okay, okay, you guys had a session on parametric and non-parametric. So I don't think so. This is something which I need to discuss because since my topic is related to advanced statistical analysis. But still, okay, I'll give you an example again, one objectives. Okay, can you guys tell me, okay, which type of test that will apply here? Okay. So my objective is to find out significant difference between gender and customer satisfaction. Okay, my objective is to find out significant difference between gender and customer satisfaction. Which type of test that will apply?
ANOVA t-test.
ANOVA t-test, yeah. ANOVA t-test that we can apply provided we are able to fulfill the assumptions of both the tests. So both the tests demands normality, both the tests demand homogeneity of variance. So if you are able to satisfy these two major conditions, by the way, these are two major conditions that we need to fulfill before applying them.
With man-meeting U-test also can be applied, sir.
Yes, okay. If you are not able to satisfy these two conditions,
If normally, If it is normally not normally distributed.
Yeah, if it is not normally distributed, okay, you will shift to the alternative test of independent sample t-test, which is Mann-Whitney test. And in case, okay, if you want to apply an ANOVA in a normal case, but your data is not normally distributed and you also do not have homogeneous variance. So yeah, even if you do not able to satisfy one condition, it is fine. That you can easily shift to the non-parametric test. That is perfectly fine. So the thing with the ANOVA, okay, I'll tell you with the ANOVA that one of the paper, okay, there's one very good paper written by Donaldson in 1998. The paper says that ANOVA is a robust technique. ANOVA is a robust technique. Even though the data is not normally distributed, you can still apply ANOVA. And that is an argument with an ANOVA. Okay, it's not an argument. Okay, if you want to apply an ANOVA on not normally distributed data, you can apply it. Provided you can cite Donaldson. Okay. But okay, if you wish to go with the non-parametric test of ANOVA, okay, then it will become a Kruskal-Wallis test. Okay, you can either apply ANOVA or you can go with the Kruskal-Wallis test. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this is about the basic statistical. Again, this is something which is the basic research. Basic research. Okay, but since our today's topic is related to the advanced statistical analysis, okay, we'll go with something called as okay. These are the things okay which I need to discuss with you all. Okay, I'm moving to the next slide. Okay, any doubt? I don't think so. If you have any doubt, just let me know through chat box, or I can unmute anytime in between. Okay, I'll be happy to take your doubt in between also. Yeah, okay, I'm moving to the next slide now. Okay, suppose, okay, this is something which comes to an advanced statistical analysis. Okay, if you ask to me that, how you will define advanced statistical analysis, okay, then I will say that, this is something which is advanced for me, okay, and I expect that, this also become an advance for beginners. Yeah, okay, provided that you should have a good hands-on SPSS, okay, you have good hands-on on all those research statistics, not all research software, but few research softwares like SPSS or Excel, and the crux of research, okay, then only you guys are ready for to perform advanced statistical analysis, or else there's no use of doing advanced statistical analysis unless your basics are unclear. Okay, so I have two objectives, when I deliver this lecture. Okay, one is to, one that all the participants should understand. Okay, everything, each and everything. The second, okay, I also should, give a justification to the topic which I have allotted to me. Okay, so since the topic which is allotted to me is advanced statistical analysis, okay, we'll go with this one. Okay, this is something which is, which sounds advanced for me. Okay, so, so look here, okay, we have one dependent variable. And this dollar, okay, independent variable also we can say. Okay, so suppose, okay, you have both your dependent independent variable is measured on ratio. So which type of test, we go with the simple regression. Okay, so first we perform a correlation according to the data normality. We perform a regression, correlation, and then we simply move to simple regression. But suppose, okay, your dependent variable is scale variable, independent variable is a ratio variable. Okay, so we can go with this something called a structural equation model. The structural equation model basically comprises of two things. One is a CFA, which is a confirmatory factor analysis, and a path analysis. So yeah. So don't okay. I know that this all words sounds very technical. But once we start performing all these things, it will become very interesting and easy for you guys. So just don't get scared with this terminology. Okay, these terminologies are only the scary terminology. Okay, the technique is very simple. Okay, suppose you have ratio scale, then also you can go with the structural equation model. And if you're both independent, dependent variable, both are scale. Matlab Likert scale or interval scale. Okay, then we can go with the sum. Okay. Now, okay, I want you guys, okay, okay, in the morning, okay, I have given one data sheet to Boite sir. I hope you all must have received that data sheet. Okay, let me end this one. Okay, let's go back to that particular data sheet. Okay. Okay, so this is CSV file. Okay, let's make this to normal Excel. Okay, आप मत बताइए. Okay, I'll share this sheet with sir. Okay. I'm sharing this in download. Okay, this is my Excel sheet. Okay. Now in your question also, you measured things like this. First you measure gender. Okay, whenever you download a data sheet, suppose from a Google, okay, then the first question that comes here, it is related to gender. Since I haven't given any gender here. Okay, so quickly we'll make one variable here. 0 and 1. Okay, so this will range between 0 and 1 only. Okay, so always consider that whenever you will give a code to gender, okay, always give a code as 0 and 1 if it is a binary variable. Okay. We'll also make one column related to age, suppose. I'll share this file with you, don't worry. TAM question area, okay. So here, okay, I'll write the full variable name usefulness. Okay. Now, in order to measure usefulness, in the question, okay, I have asked respondent 5 statement related to usefulness. Okay, like in the example, okay, which we just discussed, the satisfaction from a college, I cannot ask a satisfaction in one statement. Similarly, I cannot ask usefulness in one statement. In order to measure wellness or usefulness, I have asked 5 different statements which is related to usefulness. Okay. Now again, okay, this is my EOU, okay, which is ease of use. So if you have heard of this something called as technology acceptance model, okay, तो आपको ये पता रहेगा क्या था ना, these are the different ease of use. So these are the so again, in order to measure ease of use, okay, I'm not measuring ease of use in one statement. Okay, I'm asking them multiple statements. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, okay, in order to measure usefulness, okay, I'm going to add all the scores in one variable, and that variable becomes my usefulness. Okay, so what I did, I have just applied a function of submission here. Okay, and I got the submission here, the submission of all these things. Okay, now this variable is my usefulness. Okay, now okay, this is my useful ease of use. Okay, so here also I'll do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to add the sum of all these 5 statements. Is this done in the prior sessions, or I'm just repeating?
So we haven't done this, I guess.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so okay, so I'm doing this. Okay, what I'm going to do. Okay, what I'm doing. Okay, I'm computing my main variable. Now, in order to measure usefulness, okay, it may be possible that you have asked 10 different questions which is related to usefulness. It is possible that you have asked 100 different questions related to use of use. Okay, and this BI is nothing but a behavioral intention. Okay, now you just go to Google, okay, and you will find a TAM model, technology acceptance model. Okay, in that TAM model, okay, you will get a you will get an idea that what are the different things that we can ask, or what are the different variable that we need to measure. Okay, when we discuss about a TAM model. Okay, just simply go to Google and you can okay, someone is writing on the screen. I request them to please don't do this. Yeah, okay, so okay, I'll write here behavioral intention, okay, which is my next variable. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add, okay, the submission of okay, the submission of all these 3 statements is becomes my behavioral intention. Okay, similar for an attitude. Okay, these are the questions related to attitude. Okay, these are the questions related to use, actual use. तो ये भी मैं कर सकता हूँ, I can make in total like here attend, okay, attractiveness. No, it is not attractive. This is attention only. Okay, this is my attention and this is my actual use. So here we only write use. Okay. So okay, how will be measuring behavioral intention? Again, okay, I'm going to add the total of all these three statements, which are basically talks about the behavioral intention. Okay, in order to measure again attention, not attention, attractiveness, no attention only. Okay, okay, I'm going to add okay all these numbers. Okay, copy and paste as number. Okay, and okay, at last, okay, we have usefulness with us. So for usefulness also we are doing the same thing. Okay, submission of all the statements, and then finally I got my last and my ultimate variable, which is a use. Now before moving ahead with the analysis, okay, let me show you the model. Okay. Okay, where is the model? Okay, let me open the smart PLS. Remind me later. Okay, this is the model looks like this. Okay, this is a TAM model. Can you okay, can you see this? Okay, let me share the screen again. Okay. Is this visible?
Yes, sir. It's
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So no. So this is a TAM model. So at one end, we have perceived usefulness. Can you see this perceived usefulness? Okay. So perceived usefulness leads to behavioral intention. Perceived usefulness leads to attitude. This is attitude. Okay. Not attention. Okay. This is attitude. Okay. Let me correct this here. It is attitude. Okay, now again, this perceived ease of use leads to perceived usefulness, and perceived ease of use also leads to attitude. Further, attitude leads to actual system use, okay, which is the last variable, and behavioral intention also leads to actual use. Okay, so can you see the model like this? Okay, this is something, okay, which we call it as TAM model, technology acceptance model. Okay, there is one research scholar, not research scholar, he has done lots of paper, with when it comes to technology acceptance model. The name is Yogesh Trivedi. Okay, I know. Okay, most of you must have heard this name. Okay, he writes lots on Utah. Okay, he writes lots on technology acceptance model. Yeah. Okay. What thing I need to repeat? Okay, the measurement. Okay. Here. Okay. Can you see that? This four are nothing but the four statement and the five statement. Can you see this five statement measuring a usefulness? These are the five statement which measures perceived use of use. These are the statement measures the attitude. These are the three statement which measures behavioral intention. And these are the four statement which measures actual system use. Okay, and this is something which we called it as unless it is validated, we call it as conceptual framework, which comes from your hypothesis development. Okay, so if I take the screenshot of this, okay, let me take the screenshot of this. Okay, and let's go to paint. Let's go to paint. Okay, we'll write something on this particular image for the better understanding. So now this regression, everything is gone. Can you see that? We are not discussing now regression and correlation. Okay. Now, okay, if I want to discuss here, just give me a minute. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, is it visible? Yeah.
Yes, sir. It is visible. I have a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, can you help us understand this model first? This TAM model.
Okay. Now, what this particular TAM model states? Okay, this TAM model states that look, okay, in my variable, look, in my objective, okay, my objective is to the technology acceptance model. Okay, what technology acceptance model states is key to what extent users are ready to adopt the technology. So suppose, okay, if you are, if your research area is something which is related to the fintech adoption. So TAM is something which can be conceptual framework for your research. Because fintech adoption is also one type of technology that we are trying to adopt. So what this particular model says that, look, okay, my final outcome, okay, the final outcome should be this one, use. To what extent the consumers are willing to using the fintech technology, suppose GP, Google Pay. तो आप गूगल पे कब यूज करते हो? कैन आई से व्हेन इट इज यूजफुल? व्हाई यू आर यूजिंग जीपे? बिकॉज इट इज यूजफुल, एट द सेम टाइम बिकॉज इट इज इजी. तो ये देखिए, सेकंड वेरिएबल इज ईज ऑफ यूज एंड यूजफुलनेस. So can I say that usefulness and ease of use directly leading to use, actual use? No. If that particular system is providing usefulness and if that particular system is providing easy or ease of use, it only develops a good attitude towards using. So first the attitude will get determined. Okay, the attitude will get generated among the respondent. And once the attitude is get generated, then it will lead to actual use of that particular system. Similarly, if that particular system is useful, if it is useful, then it also leads to behavioral intention to use. Okay, सिर्फ intention create होगा, if it is used. And after intention, actual use. Okay, the actual use of GPay, Google Pay, or any kind of phone pay, okay, will take place. And that is what we can say, okay, that is the TAM model is all about. So in order to justify, all these things, what this particular researcher have done, okay, you have considered this multiple variable. And this multiple variable you can see in the model. Can you all see this? Okay. By considering all this variable, he tried to find out to what extent, consumers are ready to adopt the technology. Suppose it is GPay, Google Pay. Is this clear now? Model is clear?
Yes, the model is clear, but still I have one question in mind since the name suggests technology acceptable model. So
Yeah.
should we need only when it comes to technology, or we can take this model in other aspects as well?
Other aspects
Like apart from technology, somebody is doing in consumer behavior directly without using the technology.
no.
Only when technology
For
should be
that, you
involved.
can go for a theory of planned behavior.
Okay.
Okay. So for
Okay.
that, okay, if it's something related to the customer purchase, so you can go for a theory of planned behavior.
So we need to have some technology involved in it when we are talking
Yeah.
about TAM model.
Yeah, some
Okay.
adoption, technology adoption, technology acceptance.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, you can, what other angle that you can do, okay, with respect to your topic, you can say that, consumer behavior in online shopping or online on-demand services, which we call it as Swiggy, Zomato, and everything. With respect to that, this is possible.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope the model is clear to you all. Okay. Now here what I'm saying that, look, okay, how many relationship that I have here? Okay, this is my one relationship. This is my second relationship. This is third relationship. This is fourth relationship. This is fifth relationship. This is sixth relationship. And this is seventh relationship. Can everyone see those 7 relationship here? And these 7s are nothing but your 7 hypotheses. These 7s are your 7 hypotheses. Now your first hypothesis, okay, your first hypothesis is this. What is your first hypothesis? Says that to check the impact of perceived ease of use on perceived usefulness. This is your hypothesis number 1. You can formulate, okay, you can use, okay, you can, change the wording and everything, but the essence of that relationship will remain like this only. To find out an impact of perceived ease of use on perceived usefulness, this is your first hypothesis number 1. So this is your H1. Your second hypothesis to determine the impact of perceived usefulness on behavioral intention to use. This becomes your hypothesis number 2. Okay, and perceived usefulness leads to attitude. This becomes your hypothesis number 3. Okay, this becomes your hypothesis number 4. This becomes your hypothesis number 5. This becomes your hypothesis number 6. And this becomes your hypothesis number 7. Okay, so the advanced statistical analysis. Okay, since the topic is okay, the broad topic which is given to me is advanced statistical analysis. Okay, we'll be discussing about model development and validations of model majorly. Is this clear to everyone? Okay, so this is one type of model that we'll try to Okay, we'll try कि model कैसे बनते in a software. We called it as Smart PLS, which is very famous software. Okay, when it comes to modeling, structural equation modeling. Any doubts so far to anyone?
No, sir. What is TPP?
It is theory of plant behavior. Okay, so madam has asked that, to what extent can we apply this model to a studies where technology is not involved. So no, okay, you cannot use TAM there, okay, where technology is not used. But it also determined that, okay, how you are trying to introduce TAM into your research study. Research, we can apply, we can do anything.
Okay.
Means, provided you have a literature support, you can do multiple things in research. Okay, so it may be possible that you can introduce a TAM, but you should have some logic behind it. That why TAM in your model? Why TAM is something which is applicable to your study? Provided if you have a justification to it, you can use TAM model. No issues with it. Okay. Okay. So let's move. Okay. So how many hypotheses that you have? Okay, this is your first hypothesis. Hypothesis number. This is two hypotheses. This is third hypothesis. Fourth hypothesis. This is 5, 6, and 7 hypotheses that you have. Okay. Now, what this is basically, if I want to, okay, if I just want to, if I only talk about this first relationship, okay, if I only want to talk about this hypothesis number 1, okay, what it is? It is basically regression. It is basically a regression. Okay, this is your IDV, this is your IDV, and this is your DV. If I want to run an individual, okay, so how many regression that I need to apply here? This is my regression number 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4 regression. 4 regression I need to apply here in order to justify this relationship. Yes or no? How 4 regression? Got it or not?
No.
No.
So can you please repeat this one? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, here in this particular model, okay, if I want to do with the traditional way of doing regression, okay, today we are not going to do a traditional regression thing. Okay, today we are going to do a multivariate regression analysis. But if I want to analyze this thing with the traditional regression model, okay, I have to run 4 different regression model. Okay, and how we'll run that? Okay, I'll show you. Okay, I'll delete this. Okay, we'll have fresh picture. Okay,
I have one question.
yeah,
To apply regression analysis, we need to have two variables wherein one is dependent and the others are need to be independent variable, right?
yes.
So in this case, which variable is dependent and which others are independent?
Yeah, okay.
And we have 7 variables and you said 4, so that I got confused there.
Okay. So can I say here in this particular, okay, if I talk about this my H1, okay, we have termed this as H1. Now in this, we have this is as your IDV and this is your DV. So here you will be performing one regression. Okay, this is your
Yes.
H2. Now here, okay, in this particular relationship, this becomes your IDV. If I talk about this relationship, this becomes your IDV and this becomes your DV. But this DV is not only getting affected only with perceived usefulness, it's also get affected due to attitude towards using. Okay, so this is the second regression model that we will be performing. This is the second regression model. If you go with the very traditional model of running a regression, I'm talking about that. Okay, this is the first regression model that we will be running. This is the second regression model that we will be running. Okay, let's term this as, okay, kitna tha ye? 1, 2, 3, 4. This was my hypothesis number 5, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Now, if I want to test this particular regression, okay, this becomes my DV, and for becomes my 2 IDV, perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. So here my regression number third will apply. Third number of regression. Okay. And for this last one, okay, this becomes my DV. And for this DV, perceived, okay, behavioral intention to use, and this attitude becomes my IDV. So here is the 4th type of regression that we will be running.
Yes, sir. I got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. Now this is the one thing that we can do. Okay. The other thing that we can do is perform all types of regression in one go with one single click. How we can do that? With the help of smart playlist. With the help of smart playlist, we can do that. Okay. Now I'll just go to Excel. Okay, because because we have done the total of all these things. What I'm doing, okay, I'm copying it and I'm pasting into new sheet. Okay, this is my ease of use. This is my intention. Okay, this is my attitude. Now, can you all see that, earlier I had and data which is measured on interval data set, but I have converted that interval data set to a ratio data set. Can you see that? Okay, this is my interval data set, by the way. These all three statements are measured on interval data set. But okay, but what I have converted them, okay, I have made the sum of it, and now it is my ratio data set. Okay, I'm deleting all these totals because since I have got all this total in other sheet, okay, I don't need this total now. Okay, usefulness reh gaya. Okay, now suppose, okay, in Excel, if I want to run an analysis like a regression analysis, okay, I will not talk about SPSS also. Okay, let's talk about Excel only. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going on data. In data, I have an option called data analysis. Now in data analysis, okay, you'll find one tab. Okay, in this tab, okay, you have to select for regression. Can you see the regression here? Now, if I click here, okay, it asks me about two things. Okay, it asks about Y range and X range. So Y is basically your dependent variable, X is your independent variable. Okay, so what is the independent variable? Okay, what is the dependent variable that we have? Okay, can I say behavioral intention? No? Okay, let's talk. Let's check the first relationship. What was the first relationship? First relationship was usefulness was IDV and perceived ease of use was IDV and perceived usefulness was DV. Okay, ये DV था और ये IDV था. Okay, so ease of use is IDV, usefulness is DV. Okay, so let's put that score. ये ease of use है. क्या रहेगा? Usefulness, where is usefulness? Yeah, this is usefulness. Okay, so this is my Y. So I'm selecting whole Y here. And what is my X? My X was ease of use. Ease of use is my X. I'm selecting whole X here in the range of X. Label को check in कर लिया हम लोगों ने. Constant, we do not want constant to be 0. Confidence level 95. Okay, residual चाहिए, standard error चाहिए, residual plot, line plot, normal plot. Okay, everything plot. Okay, output range कहाँ देते output हो गया. New worksheet ले लेते हम लोग. New worksheet. Okay, and we are hitting the OK button. Okay, this is the regression analysis in Excel. Okay, since the data is very vast, there is a 900 data set. Okay, we are using the data set of 1900. Let's cross check. No, yeah. Okay, no, it is 620. Some, okay, count is, yeah, okay, somewhere around 1200 data set. Okay, data set of 1200 we are using. So it's a huge data set that we are using now. Okay. Now this is the output that you got. Okay. This is your R. This is your R square. What is R here? So R basically it is a correlation. Okay, your correlation between the two variables is your where it is multiple R. Okay, R square is a percentage of variance explained by a dependent variable to independent variable, that is your R square. Adjusted R square is something which is very interesting to understand, that adjusted R square will basically tells you whether the new variable that you are introducing into a model, is it a good variable or not. So if your adjusted R square increases, then we can say that your new variable that you have introduced to a data, to a model, it is a good variable. But if your adjusted R square, it is decreasing, then we cannot have the same conclusion. Okay, and then we have standard error, and then we have the observations. Okay, so how many observation that we have? Okay, so we have 1190 observation, that is fine. Then this is something which comes with regression, the table of ANOVA, okay, which is a part of regression. So यहाँ पे regression आती है कि इसका manual calculation भी होता है. Okay, we do not have much time, okay, to discuss the manual calculation, or else I would have explained you this thing also. Now, okay, this is the significance test, okay, which is less than 0.00. This is not something which is 3.11. This is 0.000 only. So we can say that ANOVA table is significant. Let's go to the coefficient and then their p-value. Okay, even their p-value is also significant. Okay. Now, the moment, if I add one more variable, let's see what happens. Okay, what happens to an adjusted R square? Okay, your R square will improve for sure. Okay, because okay, it is going to explain an variance in dependent variable. Okay, dependent variable due to independent variable. Okay. Okay, so let's go to data regression. Okay, am I making some sense? Okay, are you guys are understanding anything? Just let me know if you have any doubt, if you guys are not understanding anything. Okay, so what I'm saying that now I perceived usefulness. Let's talk about perceived usefulness getting affected due to ease of use and behavioral intention. Suppose even though the model doesn't justify it. Okay, let's take this. And again in new worksheet, okay, if you want an output, let's check. Okay, now your correlation, okay, your R is increased to 50. Yeah, okay, your R square is also increased to 25. Okay, earlier it was 19. Can you see your adjusted R square? Okay, your R square has increased to 25 now. Okay, earlier it was 19 only. Now your adjusted R square, earlier it was 0.19. And now in the new, we have got the new adjusted R square, which is 0.25. Again, it is also increased. So what adjusted R square says that the variable that you have introduced is a good variable. Okay, but is that variable is significant? Yes, that variable is also significant. This p-value suggests us whether that particular variable is significant or not. So this is the traditional method of performing regression. Are you all with me? Okay, are you guys understanding that this is something which is a traditional analysis? What sir, can I know about the Scopus in short? Scopus. Okay. I won't talk about Scopus during my session, but still, okay, I'll tell you, okay, what is Scopus. Okay, Scopus is a database basically, okay. Scopus is basically a database, okay. How to interpret p-value, okay. The p-value ka logic is if the p-value is less than 0.05, okay, this is the statistics, okay. If p-value is less than 0.05, now what is the 0.05? It is a 5% only. Why? What you are seeing that 5%? So what we are trying to say that, look, my result can be wrong till 5% extent, bus, not more than that. 95% I'm confident about my result. So 95% is a confidence interval. ये हम लोग पढ़ाते थे ना बच्चों को, ओके हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है that 95% is the confidence level. 95% you are confident about your result. 5% is the possibility of error. 5% it may be possible that my result can be wrong. And I'm accepting that. Why? Because I am a student of social science, and in social science, we deal with values, we deal with emotion, we deal with satisfaction, we deal with perception, and everyone's satisfaction is different, everyone's perception is different. Okay, everyone's IQ is different, and that's the reason this 5% error window is given to me. The same error window is not given to medical science. Medical science cannot say that I can be wrong to 5%. They cannot. They can't afford it. There they need 100% of accuracy. They need 100% of accuracy level, confidence level. And that's the reason when coronavirus, okay, the antivirus, the vaccine of corona has come, okay, they need lots of trial and error. Okay, why? To improvise the medicine and to minimize the error. वो भी था क्या? That was also regression only. They're trying to predict. They're trying to minimize the error. Error मतलब क्या होता है regression में? Regression में error is what? Residuals. Is this clear? Any doubt so far? Okay, so we'll repeat. Okay, how to interpret p-value? Okay, p-value. Okay, yeah, okay. So if p-value
Yes,
is
sir.
less than 0.05, we reject null hypothesis. Okay, we reject null hypothesis. And if it is more than 0.05, then we fail to reject null. इसका और एक लॉजिक होता है if p is low, ho go. Ho is what? Ho is your null hypothesis, na? If p is low, ho go. If p is high, h1 fly. Okay, so this is this is how. Yes, Sunita ji, okay, we haven't yet started with the PLS. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Don't worry. Okay, we haven't yet started with the PLS. Okay, just wanted to clear few of your basics related to regression. Okay, let's move to the PLS then. Okay, since everyone seems to be excited for PLS. Okay, let's move to PLS. Okay, so so this is the traditional method of performing those all multiple regressions. Okay, now what in PLS we will do? Okay, in PLS with only one click. With only one click. With only one click. Okay, um, we'll be testing all those relationships. Okay, and we'll have multiple R square in that case. Okay. So what happens? What happens when we perform regression basically? Okay, whenever we perform a regression, okay, we get R square. And R square is nothing but a percentage of variance explained. So here, if you have multiple dependent variable, you will get multiple R square. Okay. Now, structural equation model basically comprises of these two things. Okay, one is an exploratory factor analysis, another is a confirmatory factor analysis. Okay, when we do exploratory factor analysis, when we do confirmatory factor analysis, we don't write anything. Yeah. Okay, so when we do confirmatory factor analysis, when we do exploratory factor analysis, okay, so suppose your variable is to explore the different dimensions of student satisfaction. So in that case, okay, you will be using an exploratory factor analysis. Okay, now you also need to confirm are those factors are the good factor or the confirm factor which leads to student satisfaction, then you will be using confirmatory factor analysis. SEM is basically about CFA. ये जो SEM है, okay, this SEM is more about the CFA. Confirmatory factor analysis. Okay, so in SEM, okay, we'll be doing more of this confirmatory factor analysis. Okay, so go to this particular page of Smart PLS. Okay, here you will find that there is a download option and then there is an option for free 30 days trial. Okay, so select this and download the sheet. Okay, now whenever we perform, okay, how to validate or how to do a confirmatory factor analysis. So if you have a reflective model, okay, these are the few things that we need to check. The factor loading, average variance extracted, cross loading, composite reliability, HTMT ratio, formal and rigor. If it is a formative model, then we have to go for redundancy analysis, VIF and bootstrapping. Okay. And now we'll move to a smart PLS. Okay. Okay. Now what I'm doing, okay, I'm going to new project. Okay, this is something because I'm working on this smart PLS. So I have already many files here. You can see many files. Okay, but in your case, it may not be the same. First, what you need to do, okay, you need to select the workspace. So select a new workspace. Okay, this how if this is a screen. This is dark mode. Okay, which is better? This is which is visible to all. Light mode.
It's a light.
Yeah. So okay, so in your case, okay, you do not have this project. Okay, since I'm working on all this project, okay, this all projects you can see on my screen. But okay, in your case, okay, you have something here only. Okay, so you need to select new workspace. So click on new workspace and give one workspace. Okay, in D drive. Here you can also make a new folder of Smart PLS and make a new workspace. Okay. Then you will get one option called new project. So click on new project. Okay, here, okay, give a project name to anything. Okay, I'm giving ICSSR workshop. Okay, the project name is ICSSR workshop. Okay, can you see here? Okay, ICSSR workshop has appeared now. Hmm? Can you see? Okay, ICSSR workshop has now appeared here. Now what I'm going to do, okay, with this, okay, I'm going to first import the data file. Data file which I have given. Okay. Now here,
Sagar
okay,
sir,
yes,
sorry to
yes,
disturb you.
yes, yes, sir.
You can mute them. You can
Oh.
mute them if they speak.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. So here in ICSR workshop, okay, can you see that, now ICSR workshop, this thing has appeared here. Here I have two options. Okay. One is the create model and another is an import data file. So first I'm clicking on import data file. Okay. Import data file. If I click here and okay, the project, okay, this particular software asks me where is your data. Okay, so you can select the CSV file, you can select Excel file. Okay, yeah. The software is very smart. Okay, you can perform an analysis with any type of file. Okay, so here I have selected the CSV file which I have shared with you, because in Excel, okay, I have made various adjustment. Okay, now this screen has come to me. Okay, I just need to click on import. Okay, can you see? Okay, this is my data. Okay, this is some descriptive things. Indicator 22, indicator sample is 119. Missing value कुछ नहीं है, तो missing value is 0. Acha, before this also, okay, because this particular software requires because smart PLS is a non-parametric test. First understand this. Okay, now in order to apply non-parametric test, yes or no, you also need to compute the multi-nominal normality of this particular data set. Okay, how we'll be doing that? Okay, we need to go to one online software which we called it as this one. Okay, web power software. Now, if you go to this particular software, okay, this particular web power will ask you a few things. And here, you can compute the multinomial normality. Okay. Okay. Where it is web power. Yeah, okay. So here you need to click on this univariate and multivariate skewness data. Okay, in my web power. Okay, here they will ask you which file for which you need to check the multivariate normality. So I'm selecting the file which I have just uploaded in smart playlist, because we also need to justify that this particular file is having a multivariate normality or not. Okay, it should not be. Okay, the normality should not be there. Okay, which type of data it is Excel, it is CSV, it is CSV. Okay, and then calculate. An error occurred. Okay, many time it happens. Okay, let's upload the Excel file. Sometimes it happens with the CSV file. Okay, let's do with Excel file. Yeah, Excel many time it works. Okay, now you can see the skewness and the kurtosis. Okay, the p-value is less than 0.05. So we can compute that yes, the data is not normally distributed. Okay, there's a presence of multivariate, not normally distributed. Okay, so the absence, okay, there's an absence of multivariate normality. And hence, smart PLS can be a better tool to perform a statistical analysis. Whereas, if you talk about AMOS, most of you must have heard about AMOS. Okay, huh? So AMOS basically parametric test. So in order to use AMOS, first you need to determine whether you are okay. We need to check whether your data is normally distributed or not. If your data is not normally distributed, you cannot go with AMOS. And then here again also you need to adopt, you need to go with this type of test only, which is a smart PLS, whereas PLS stand for partially square.
But now this data is normal distributed or not?
It's not normally distributed. Okay, here the p-value is less than 0.05.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, what is the good range of skewness and kurtosis?
Okay, we basically, it's also depend upon what sort of observation that you have. Okay, here we have observation, okay, which is ranging from 1 to 7 if the data is measured on 7-pointer data set. Okay, yeah, so your skewness, okay, will range in, okay, with based on these figures. But if in your data set, okay, if you have a high number of data set, high, very huge number like 45, okay, the range is, okay, the data set is ranging from 1 to 40 or 20 to 40, then in that case, okay, your skewness, the value of your skewness and kurtosis will be comparatively more. The thing that you need to check is this p-value. Okay, this needs to be less than 0.05. Okay, if you want to apply PLSM. If it is more than that, okay, your data is not normal distributed. You cannot perform PLSM. Okay, you have to go back to MS.
Sir, when we will use AMOS and PLS, it should be clear. It is confusing.
Okay, fine. Okay, no issues. Okay. So MS, when you have larger data set, okay, that time you use MS. When we have smaller data set, we go with PLSM. When our data is normally distributed, okay, we go with MS. When our data is not normally distributed, we go with PLS. When we have all the scales measured on reflective data set, we go with MS. When we have all the data set, okay, all these variables measured maybe on formative and as well as in reflective scale, we go with PLS. When we have zero order construct, okay, technical term again, what is zero order construct? Okay. So, okay, so I'll just tell you, okay, later on I'll tell you, okay, what is zero order and what is higher order construct. Okay, so if you have all the variables zero order construct, we go with MS. When we have higher order construct, we go with PLS. Okay, this much of justification, okay, you should write, okay, why you are using PLS over MS.
Okay, thank you. Sir.
Yeah, okay. I have also given one paper, which is a pre-read for you guys. I expect you guys have, okay, you must have read this particular paper, which is a master paper, okay, if you are performing SEM, written by Jeff Risher, Marco, and Professor Ringel. Okay, okay, he is the, okay, the one, okay, who introduced this particular software, Christian Ringel. Okay, he's the one, okay, he's from Germany, Hamburg. So he's the one, okay, total 181 publication and 26,500 citations so far. And this Marco is having somewhere around 163 publications and 20,000 plus citations. Okay. And this must be some, okay, 4 publication and 27 citation. Okay, University of Florida. Okay. So, okay, so these 3 have written this particular paper, when to use and how to report a result of PLSM. Okay, so this is published in European Economic Review, Volume 2, okay, in 2019. Okay, this is a very, very famous citation also, which we can use, okay, if you are writing the findings for your PLS output. Okay. Now, what I can suggest you guys, okay, this is something which is a Hare et al. Citation. Okay, the first author is Professor Joseph Hare. Okay, so this is Hare et al. 2019. The citation is Hare et al. 2019. Okay, this is the citation that you'll find. Okay, many of the smart PLS paper, okay, will have this citation for sure. Hare et al. 2019. Okay, now okay, now the citation has improved. Okay. Okay, let's read this paper. Okay, we're not gonna read, okay, because I have already read this paper so many times. Okay, so I know the crux of this particular paper. We'll just go through with the paper so you can understand what is written in this particular paper and how we can use this paper for our PLS output. Okay, so this is the, the normal. Okay, let me go to participant and mute this one. Yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah, okay. So this is the basic, template for all the Emerald Journal, the purpose, the methods, the findings, implication, and the originality. Okay, this is a very original paper, by the way. Okay, so in the introduction section, they have written, okay, the main thing comes from here. Okay. Preliminary consideration. Why PLSM over MS? The madam has just now asked it out. Why PLSM over MS? Okay, so it works on sample size, smaller sample size. If you talk about MS require higher sample size. Okay, so the first thing that we can see is because of the sample size. It also works on secondary data. If you have a secondary data, you can also import that. You can perform here. Okay, distribution assumption. Okay, whereas MS requires distribution to be normal distributed, PLS does not demand that particular. The major assumption of parametric test, which is a normative game, PLS do not demand that. And it has a good statistical power because it gives you lots of indices. And it also gives you goodness of fit, the PLS. Okay. And in order to check the robustness of PLS model, okay, what are the things that we check? Okay, we check loading, we check the Cronbach alpha, we check the composite reliability. Okay, we check the, okay, this is also the composite reliability. We check the average variance, etc. This is also the, okay, this is
Sir,
Hansel. Yeah. This is
in secondary data, we do perform Cronbach alpha and all these reliability tests. No, no.
No.
Then how we will come to this PLS in secondary data?
Yeah, okay. So for that, we need to check, okay, because when loading will come, when we talk about secondary data, in that case, you only have one variable. Whereas Cronbach alpha, if you understand the meaning of Cronbach alpha basically tells you the internal consistency among the statement. But when you talk about the secondary data, when you only have one variable, I can assume that is as one statement. So in one statement, you will not have a internal reliability, the internal consistency. So you will not have a Cronbach alpha.
So
You will
then
have.
how we will, you know,
So in that
cannot
case, okay, you will be checking an the R square, the adjusted R square. You will check the VIF values. Okay, you will check the hypothesis testing. Okay, which we called it as bootstrapping.
is that enough to validate the data?
Yeah. That is enough. That is enough. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Then okay, so if it is a reflective scale, then only in that case, okay, you'll be reporting this. If it is a formative scale, then we'll be going with redundancy analysis, VIF, significance and relevance, which we call it as hypothesis testing. Okay, so these are the things we will be applying. If you are running a formative, okay, if you are doing something on a formative scale, okay. Then after this, okay, and after measurement is clear, okay, if the model is the discriminant validity and the convergent validity of a model is established, then we go with the model assessment. Okay, we go with the VIF, we go with the Q square, okay, we go with the R square, we go with the PLS predict, okay, and then we go with the hypothesis testing, and then we also can do a model comparison. So this is something which we can do in PLS. Okay. Let's draw. Okay, let's draw the. Okay, let's draw the same model in a PLS. Okay. Okay, this was the thing. Okay, this was the thing that we have generated so far. We have imported the data to PLSM, and now we are on this particular screen. Okay, I'm just clicking on this particular button, which is back now. Okay, now again I am on the original screen. Now you can click on this particular button, which is create model. Can everyone see this? Create model. Okay, once I've clicked on this particular model, it asks me about which type of model that I will generate. Okay, so madam, okay, if you are only doing with this thing, secondary data, you will go with the regression.
Okay.
But since currently we are doing with the empirical data, which is which is measured on multiple variable. Okay, we'll be going with PLSM. And if you want to perform Amos also, okay, the technique which Amos perform, you go with CBSEM.
Okay.
Okay, and okay, there is something called as process. Okay, process macros. So if you are okay, if you are working on imputed score of the data, you can also go with the process macros. Okay, so currently we are doing with the SEM. PLSM. Okay, so I'm selecting this particular thing. I'm giving a name for this particular. Okay, let's give a name time, suppose. Now this is my drawing sheet. Okay, now I will drawing. Okay, I'll make a drawing here. Now, what was my first variable in the in the model? Okay, let's go back to the model. Yeah, this is the model. Okay, my first variable here was perceived usefulness. So what I'm going to do? Okay, I'm going to choose the statement of perceived usefulness. Selected. Okay, I have selected all 5, and I'm just dragging them and dropping here on my canvas. Okay, and now it asks me the name of the variable. Okay, so I'm just deleting the old name and I'm giving the new name, perceived usefulness. Okay, this is the item, okay, which have come here. Now I do not want this item to be on the right hand side. Okay, I want all this item to be on left hand side. Okay, so what I'm going to click, I'm going to click on this particular variable. I'm going to click right click, and then can you see this right align? Okay, align to top, align to the left, align to the bottom, align to the right. Okay, so I'm going to align them to the left. Now my all items are on the left hand side. Okay, is this clear? Now my second variable was pursued ease of use. So I am clicking ease of use, all the 5 statement. I'm selecting all those statement. I'm dragging and dropping all those statement here. I'm giving them name, ease of use or perceived ease of use भी बोल सकते हैं. Why perceived ease of use? Because okay, this is but original. Okay, in the model, so we have the same terminologies. Okay, coming to the left. Okay, okay. Now behind this, there is a graph paper. Okay, there's a graph paper. You can see this. Fine. So, okay, I'm ready with my 2 models, at least 2 variable, not 2 models, 2 variables. Now I also have a attitude, which is measured on 5 statement. Okay, so again, I'm selecting all those 5 statement and I'm dragging and dropping those all attitude here. I'm giving the name attitude. Okay. Now I have 3 variables. Okay. I also want the behavioral intention. Okay, so I'm selecting all the 3 statement of behavior. And I'm okay, let's perform this. Okay, at least पहले हम लोग 3 के साथ देखते हैं कि we'll try to evaluate these 3 things and then we'll introduce few more variable to the model. Okay, obviously this result and those result will be different. Am I clear on this? Okay, sir, in case okay, if there is a provision of a break or something, just let me know. So okay, so in that case, I'll stop there. So what I'm doing now, okay, can you see this one arrow here which is connect? You also must have this particular arrow in your software. Okay, so here I am clicking on this particular connect and I'm connecting all the variables. Okay, so I've connected from usefulness to attitude and from ease of use to attitude. Now my red colored variable are converted to blue color variable. Okay, now when I'm saying that it's a blue color variable, what it does mean? When it is a blue color variable, it means that I have my model is ready for performing. Okay, in your model, okay, there should not be any variable which looks like a red one. Is this clear? Okay, let's perform this one. Okay, now in order to check what I'm going to do here, in order to compute all these things, okay, which we just talked, the factor loading, the AV, okay, everything, I need to go here which is a calculate. And in calculate, okay, you have this first option, which is PLSM algorithm. I'm clicking here. And I'm clicking on directly on start calculation. Okay. Now after this, okay, this is the result which I have. Yeah. What are the different things that I need to check? Okay, so for reflect, okay, this model is reflective model. Okay, how it is reflective model, by the way, how it is reflective. So okay, so let's go back to the model. Okay, I'll tell you what is the meaning of reflective. What I'm saying that perceived usefulness is made of all these items. So it is reflective items. Not all these items are making usefulness. Usefulness, okay, is reflecting on all these items. And not all these items are formulating perceived usefulness. Understood or not?
Yes.
Okay, okay, I'll give one example to you. Okay. जेम्स गैस्किन का एक पेज था विकी स्टैट. Okay, this is Professor Gaskin. Okay, he developed this particular page. Let's go on this particular page. Okay, and has given a very good example of how the reflective and formative is done. Can you see diet? Okay, I'm trying to measure diet with the formative and also trying to measure health as a formative construct. So when I'm saying that diet, the first statement that I'm asking to a respondent is this: I eat healthy food. This is the first question. The second, I do not eat much junk food, which is again correlating to the first one. And the third, I have balanced diet. Now, can I say the third is again based on first and two? So I'm asking the same thing again and again. That becomes my reflective. Can you see the arrow? The arrow is coming from diet. But in case of health, okay, how they have measured health? Okay, the first thing that they are asking is I have balanced diet. I have balanced diet. The second, I exercise regularly and I get sufficient sleep. Now, all three things are not related to each other. Yeah, okay, it may be possible that I have balanced diet, but I do not exercise regularly. But it may be possible that I have balanced diet, I exercise regularly, but I do not have sufficient sleep at night. But here in this case, if I eat healthy food, it automatically means that I do not eat much junk food. If I eat healthy food, how I will eat junk food also? I do not eat much junk food. Okay, can you eat much junk food if you eat healthy food? Then it means you are not eating healthy food. And if you are okay, if you eat healthy food, if you do not eat junk food, can I say that you have a balanced diet? So can I say all these three statements are relating to each other? Diet से निकल रहे हैं, whereas in formative scale, okay, all these statements are making health. Is this clear? What is a formative reflective looks like?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now in this case, okay, your pursued usefulness is reflective, ease of use is reflective, and this attitude is also reflective. Okay, they're not formative. Okay, let's go to open report. Yeah. In open report, what we need to check? We need to check the loading. Okay. And the loading here, okay, let's go back to the paper again. Paper, yeah. Okay, what paper suggests us? The paper suggests us that the factor loading should be 0.709. Let me check, okay, where they must have written this. sample size, distribution assumptions, secondary data, statistical power. Okay, can you see the statistical power here? We just computed the statistical power with web power to check the normality. Okay. Okay. Here at all testing the confirmation. Okay. You need to read this paper like anything. Huh? Take a highlighter with you, take the printout of this particular paper and read it. Okay. This is very good paper. Okay. While CBSM strongly concept model fit less than okay, consequently indicator is not useful for take the conversion. A couple of methodology. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The first step, okay, can you read? For the first, again, reflective model measurement involved examining the indicator loading, and the loading should be above 0.708 recommended. So all your factor loading should be more than 0.708. Okay, ये कहाँ मुझे मिलेगी in the model? Okay, so okay, so in the outer loading you can see these are the factor loading associated with the each variable. Okay, this is the factor loading of attitude. This is the factor loading of perceived ease of use, and this is the factor loading for perceived usefulness. Okay, all these variables are okay, more than 0.708. So this is one of the green signal that we have. Okay, now if I go back to the model, and okay, with this button, okay, with this particular button, okay, I can increase and decrease the font, the shape, okay, the size of this particular. Okay, can you see this figures? This figures is nothing but a factor loading. Okay, now what is the factor loading? Factor loading is nothing but okay, let me take the image here, this. To here, okay. So suppose, okay, what is factor loading? Okay, factor loading is nothing but a correlation between item to construct. Okay, now this is my construct. Okay, this is my construct. What is the name of this construct or a variable perceived usefulness? The correlation of the first statement with the construct is this much. Okay, the correlation of usefulness to the statement number 2 with the construct is this much, and this thing is nothing but your FOP, factor loading, FL, factor loading, FOL. Now what here at all saying that this value should be more than 0.708. This is the value that they are trying to recommend us. Can you all see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all are more than this. Yes, so is it a good signal? Is it a good signal? Okay, can we proceed? Yes, we can proceed. Okay. Any doubt? Are you all with me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay, there's only one student. But great, yeah. Okay. So okay, so first thing that we need to check is the factor loading. Can you all see this? Okay, again, if I go back to the paper, okay, that's the reason I'm saying that I don't need basically paper. Now I know, okay, by performing regression with this PLSIM, okay, I've used this many times. I do not need this paper to be read again and again. But okay, so but I want you guys to make the habit of reading, and you should also read this paper. And how you should read? Okay, so with this, with all this, you should read the paper again by taking, by considering pen, pencil, okay, everything keep ready with you, and then you should read the paper. Okay, let's go back to the paper. Okay, recommended as they indicate construct explains more than 50% of indicator variance. Okay, thus providing acceptable reliability. Okay, the second step is to assess the internal consistency by Josgong's 71 recommend composite reliability. Higher value indicate higher level of reliability, and composite reliability ka threshold limit it is given, it is 60 to 70, okay, which is acceptable. 70 to 90, it is satisfactory good. Okay, if it is higher than 0.90, then higher and are problematic as they indicate that the item redundant and therefore reduce the construct validity. Okay, हाँ, so ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए, बहुत ज़्यादा भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay, it should not be more than 0.90. Okay, let's see. Okay, where we will get this internal consistency and the composite reliability. Let's go back to the output, and in the output, in the construct reliability and validity, okay, you will get Cronbach alpha and composite reliability. Okay. Okay, this is the Cronbach alpha, this is composite reliability, and this is AVE also. Okay, what they are saying that it should not be more than 0.95. Okay, so we are within the limit. Okay, or none of the statistics composite reliability is more than 0.95. Okay. Now this is something which is very polished data. I can run anything and everything will be a green one. But in case if you have something which is not green, okay, sometime it also comes red. In that, what you will do? Okay, so first step by step check everything. Okay, first go and check the factor loading, okay, whether they are in the limit or not. And then come to composite reliability and then check the AV also. Okay.
Factor load limit means
Sorry,
factor loading
this outer
limit.
loading. Okay, this outer loading, I just explained to that there's something called as outer loading. So we need to check that outer loading. This one, this outer loading. Okay, what we just have said that if this value
Points.
should be more than 0.708. Okay, if it is not, then okay, if it is less than that, okay, you should delete that particular item.
Okay.
Okay, so again you'll go back to your model. In model, okay, select that particular item whose factor loading is very less. Okay, sometime it is 0.30 and 0.40. In that case, okay, this is something which is very low factor loading. Okay, so you need to go back to the model and you need to delete that particular item. And again come to the report, again check, okay, whether the factor loading is improved or not. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing is this. Okay. The next thing that we need to check Cronbach alpha. This one, Cronbach alpha overview. Okay. This is a chart also, but chart is something which no one puts in the table. Okay. And how to make the list of all those things. Okay, that also I'll show you. Okay, so there's one very good paper, okay, of Dr. Atul Shiva. The paper title is Nomophobia. Okay. Nomophobia. Okay, the moment you will type nomophobia, you'll find Atul Shiva. Let me go to his profile. Atul Shiva. Now, this is the paper. Okay. Now, if you read this particular paper, okay, of nomophobia. Okay, so again, if you read this particular paper, okay, what is their objective? What drives retail investors' intentions, investment decision, evidence from no mobile phone phobia, which is nomophobia, and investor fear of missing out, which is iFOMO. So in order to do this, okay, what the model that they have made, okay, first look at their model. Okay, this is their model. Can you see this? Let me zoom it. Okay, their model says that nomophobia, which is a higher order construct here in this case, nomophobia leads to investment FOMO, iFOMO, and iFOMO leads to investment decision, and further nomophobia also leads to investment decision. So if you do not have mobile phone, okay, how it impacts your investment decision? And if you do not have a mobile phone, okay, is it really lead to and fear of missing out that I'll miss the opportunity to invest? So these all things, okay, they are trying to do here. Okay, so this is their conceptual model. You can see the conceptual model here. And then, okay, when you go to the result, okay, this is one of the software, okay, to generate the minimum sample size, okay, which is G star power. Okay, this is their demographic. Okay, now can you see that, they have construct, they have lots of construct.
Sorry, sir. Which
Yeah.
software to calculate sample size? G
G star power, G star power.
G star power. Okay, right. Thank you.
So there are multiple softwares and logic through which you can compute the minimum sample size required. G star power is one of the technique. You can also cite the paper of Regis and Morgan, okay, which is very famous paper. Okay, I hope that everyone must be aware about this paper.
Morgan.
Yeah, okay, okay. If you need, okay, I can also share that paper with the organizer. Okay, they can later on share that paper with you all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so what that paper suggests that if you okay now this particular software, okay, just go here. Let me check, okay, whether I have, okay, I have that software, okay. G star power, okay. Can you see this is the G star power, okay? Go on Google G star power, okay, you'll get this. This is open source free software. The only thing that they need is the citation, okay. So whenever you use the software, okay, you should cite them. That is the thing that they expect. Okay, so this is the communication. Okay, what are the different construct or a variable that they have? Okay, so then they had a communication, they have connection, convenience, access. Okay, these are the different variable that they have. Okay, in our model. If I compare our model, okay, we only have two variable, na? And one. Okay, we only have three variable. Okay, so so for us the three variable is coming. Okay, for in this case, okay, they have multiple variable. So that's why okay, in their paper, you can find out multiple things. Okay. Then the item, okay, how you have coded the item, okay, so we have coded as differently, they have coded differently. This is the code of their variable, which type of variable it is, whether it is a reflective or a formative. So they have written that it is a reflective item. Then this is the factor loading or loading weights. Can you see this? We have computed this also, this figures.
Yeah, here it is a 0.57. Yes.
Yes, okay, it is 0.57 also. Okay, so there are different logic also. If your AV is not getting affected,
Okay.
the first thing that you need to check the factor loading. If your AV is also not getting affected, then you can keep that item. That is also one of the logic.
What is the range for AVE?
It is minimum, it is 0.5.
Up to 0.5 or
Up to 0.5. Yeah. Okay. It should be 0.5 only. Okay. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So if this is getting affected, okay, then you can think of deleting these items. Now in this case, okay, they have 0.57 and 0.673 also. Okay, so these are the two items which are not using the threshold limit. But because they have their AV in limit, they are still keeping those items. So there is a citation also for this one. Okay. Now if you go back to that particular main model, okay. So you okay. In the further reading, we'll find out, okay, why they have kept or how they have done this thing. So then they have reported this Cronbach alpha, they have reported Hansler rho, they have reported cross reliability. Okay, so all these things, okay, you will get here in the output. Okay, so in the paper, you have to report. Okay, can you see this? Okay, R CV is like because they have two items which is relatively very low loading, and that's the reason. Okay, their AV, okay, was exactly 0.5. But in our case, it is more than that. Okay, so which is a good thing. It should not be less than 0.5. Okay, minimum आपका 0.5 आना चाहिए. मतलब what? Minimum variance extracted. Minimum variance, what is this? This is an average variance extracted. What we expect basically when we look for any type of R square, we expect that at least 50% of our variance should be explained by the variable. And that's the reason here, and that's the reason 0.5 ka the range or the threshold limit is given. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, like this, again, we'll go back to the paper. This paper is very useful. Okay. Okay. And okay, for the same also, you have given this particular citations also. Okay, so whenever you will also, write your paper, okay, you should use this citation. Okay, Diamantopoulos and Drolet, Morrison. Okay, these are the authors. Okay, who have given this particular range. These are the authors who have given this particular range. Reliability values of 0.95 above suggests the possibility undesirable response pattern. Okay. Now, if I say that my reliability is 0.95, it means my respondent is not able to make a difference between construct 1 and construct 2. They are feeling that my construct number 1 and 2 are same. And that's the reason, they are responding to both the construct. And that's the reason the correlation between two construct is very high. And that's the reason this reliability is also 0.95 or more, which is not acceptable. Okay. Okay, the Cronbach alpha is another measure for Intel consistency, reliability, but the produce lower values composite reliability, especially Cronbach alpha is a less precise measure. And that's the reason, they are going with the higher precision metal, which is the composite reliability and AVE. Okay. Okay, no, we can read this again, okay, because this is something which we need to understand. Okay, let's come to this particular paragraph. The third step of reflective model assessment, okay, is to address the convergent validity. And in order to deal with the convergent validity, AVE should be okay. An acceptable AVE is 0.5 or higher, indicating that construct explains at least 50% of variance of its item. So 50% of variance is explained by that particular item, then we can keep that particular item in our analysis, or else we have to delete this. Okay. So the next thing that one should report or one should consider in PLS is this AVE. Let's go back to the paper, okay? Okay, even they have reported AVE. Okay, so this is a table for your measurement model. Okay. So this is basically we do for your convergent validity. Okay. Convergent validity, and in simple word, we can say that we are convergent. Okay, we are validating the one construct. Convergent validity, construct wise validity. Now here the next thing comes, which is a discriminant validity. Discriminant validity means, look, this construct and this construct are different. They are not same. Hence it is a discriminant validity. Understood so far?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Rajesh sir, can we do all need supposed to take the break or something? Do we need to take? Okay. Okay. What is the usual pattern? Do you guys have break in between? Okay, fine. I'll continue.
Yeah, please continue.
Sorry. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so the next thing that comes is the discriminant validity assessment. Now, if I go back to the model, okay, now here you comes, okay, the construct reliability and validity, okay, here after that, we have this particular, just down to this, we have discriminant validity. Now, in order to this, okay, we have two things. Okay, one is the HTMT ratio, and another is the Fornell and Tracker criteria. Now, HTMT ratio is nothing but heterotrait and monotrait ratio. Now, what is the heterotrait and monotrait ratio? Now, if I go back to again to this particular paper, okay, again for this also, they have given lots of limit, okay. Okay, let's read again the paper. Okay, the fourth step to assess discriminant validity, okay, is using the Fornell and Racker criteria. The proposed traditional metric suggested that each construct of AV should be compared with the squared of inter-construct correlation. Okay, so this is the calculation. Okay, how the Fornell record the value for FNL, Fornell and Lacker, okay, how the values gets computed. But Fornell and Lacker is something which is a very traditional method, and that's the reason, there is one more new method. For computing discriminant validity is HTMT. So for HTMT also, they have given, okay, as a replacement of Hansler, okay, okay, Hansler is someone, okay, who has given this particular parallel letter, okay, okay. So Hansler 2025, okay, proposed this particular method, HTMT ratio method of a correlation given by Urs. And then this HTMT defines mean value of correlation construction. That is fine. Okay, let's come to this. Hansler suggests proposed threshold limit of 90. So 90 something, which is the maximum acceptable limit in case of HTMT. Okay, 90. Okay. If the value is more than 90, then that is something which is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Okay, if it is more than 90. For that also, we have citation. Okay, we cannot just write the figures and you can move on writing a paper. Okay, for each you should need to give a citation. So in such a setting where the above 90, okay, it will suggest discriminant validity is not present. Okay, if the value is obviously more than 90, to bold that we are not able to justify the discriminant validity. The threshold value suggested such as 0.5 by Hansler. Okay, and it is 0.90 by Gold et al. Okay, so there is one more citation. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, which is present here. Okay. So, okay, even if the value is more than 0.85, it is something which is acceptable. Okay, only up to 0.90. Okay, let's go back to our output and just let's check. Okay, what it is. Okay, so R, it is the fine. No major thing. Okay, it is 0.40. It is 0. Okay. So higher correlation should not be there. Okay, the value should not be more than, okay, minimum. Okay, it is the minimum threshold limit, so it is not given, but still, very minimum correlation is also something which is not acceptable. So we can expect that it should be range. Okay, whether they have given a maximum possible acceptable range. Let's check. Okay, the lower threshold value such as 0.85, which should be defined based on the study context. What it is HTMT value significantly different from 1 or lower, such as 0.85. Okay, which should be defined based on a study. Okay, so from context to context, it basically differs. Okay, but they are saying that even if it is sometimes, okay, if it is more than 90, so you can also check the HTMT with the confidence interval method. Okay, what is the confidence interval method? Okay, for that, we need to check. Okay, we need to do a bootstrapping. Okay, so far, we have discussed, okay, two things. Okay, we have done multiple things. Okay, when it comes to smart playlist. Okay, I want you guys to ask me a few doubts now. Formative will discuss later on. Okay. Okay, this is only about the reflective. Reflector only extended, only limited to a measurement model. I want you guys to ask me a few questions, okay, if you have. Okay, in the chat box, you can unmute also. Okay, and you can ask, okay, because this is something how we can link our extra. Okay, yeah, I hope Sunita ji, okay, you got the answer for this. Okay, in the chat box, I expect you guys to ask me a few questions if you have. With respect to PLS or with respect to anything also, I can answer. Okay. The other part of research also, if you have, okay, if you have something to share or if you have something to ask, you can do that also. Okay. Let me go.
Sir, can we go to PPT once again? I will see one thing at there.
Okay, why not?
Yeah, here. Yeah. Okay.
So if it is a formatting model, okay, these are the things that we need.
These are CR for?
Here is composite reliability.
Okay. Okay, done.
Okay, we also need to check the cross-loading.
Cross loading the? Yes.
Yeah. Cross-loading also we need to check. So here in the output, okay, you will get this particular table for cross-loading, okay, which is just down to Furlan Lacker. Okay, cross loading. Okay, so what we need to do? Okay, we just need to copy this and paste this to Excel.
Hmm.
And just highlight those items which are related to, suppose, in case of this, it is attitude. To highlight this, this is something which is related to pursuit usefulness, and then this is related to the listing. Okay. So cross-loading means, okay, this thing, okay, my loading should be higher with respect to my construct.
Okay.
Okay, matlab, okay, this two values should be lower than this values. This two values should be lower than this. This two values should be lower than this two, okay, because my explanation, okay, my correlation with my construct
Items.
should be more.
Yeah.
Okay, I should not explain someone else construct. If if it is 90 here, suppose, okay, here currently it is 35, okay, but suppose just treat it as 90, which means attitude explains pursuit usefulness more than the attitude itself, which should not be the case.
Okay. Okay.
So here we can say, okay, that
But
okay, I have highlighted wrong thing. Okay, here it is ease of use. Okay, so I should highlight this one, yeah. And this one is for usefulness. Again, here also, okay, 0.706. Okay, what I'm saying that, I am explaining usefulness more. The statement number this is explaining usefulness more and less to these two variables. And that is the meaning of cross-loading.
okay.
Okay, madam. Okay. So in the table also, you can highlight the table like this.
In exploratory.
In
Here.
confirmatory.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
confirmatory.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. In exploratory also we get the table for cross-loading.
Yeah.
But here we are confirming it that whatever the established factors which I'm
If
taking it
if in case of
from the study.
exploratory,
Okay,
any
which I'm
item
taking
is
from the study.
in exploratory, if we
In
find any
confirmatory.
item, yeah, if any item is cross, when we check cross factor, if it is comes in another factor, then what we will do?
Actually, we should delete that item.
We should delete.
Uh-huh.
Okay. If we have a list, then we have list items in that construct, then
Then it is a problem. Okay, so before making a question, you should be aware that I should at least ask 5 statement in order to measure that constraint.
okay.
Because okay, you should assume that this could be the problem, okay, with my analysis in future. So you should be aware about that thing. So never go with the very small scale.
Okay.
Take up a validated scale, which is related to your domain, but not very short, like a 3-item scale.
No.
At least 7 items in one scale. So even if you deleted 2 items, it's fine. You have 5 items.
Okay.
Okay. There's one more question in the chat box, I believe.
Here in this construct, each construct have 5 items. Suppose in our exploratory, not in unitary item, like here we have 5, 5, 5. Is there any problem if we have 3, 4, 2, 5 items in each construct?
That depends upon which type of scale you are using. Na? If the original scale that you are taking up will have, okay, if having 10 items, you will be selecting 10. If your other constructor is having 7 items, then you have to take 7. If your third constructor is having 5 items, you have to take 5.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Any other doubt? Okay, so we'll take a break of 5 minutes. Okay, if anyone wish to go to washroom or something, okay, would like to have some tea or coffee, they can have it. And
yes, Sagar sir, you should
Yeah,
take
yes.
break of 10 minutes as well. No, you are continuously speaking.
Okay. Fine, sir. Fine, sir. So we'll come back
Yeah.
for 10.
Yeah, 10 minutes. All of you are requested to kindly wait for 10 minutes or join after 10 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, Sagar.
Thank you, sir.
साहेब जायचं का वर?
Hello, we were saying something. Hello. Hello, dear participants. Sir has taken 10 minutes break. 10 minutes break is taken. Kindly bear for 5 minutes. After that, we'll start the session. Thank you.
Okay, so hello everyone again. Yeah. Okay, so there's one doubt that can we use this trial version for our publication? Definitely you can use it, ma'am. There's no harm in using this for your publications. Even nowadays, major
Welcome,
of the
Sagar.
people, okay, you will find that major of the people are using PLS over MS for their publications. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Both, sir.
No, I said welcome. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, fine. So again, okay, we'll go back to our space for smart PLS output. Okay, so with this we have computed the measurement model. Okay, we have determined. Okay, we have established the convergent and the discriminant validity of convergent validity of our model. Okay, let's go back to the model again. We'll see. Okay, this is the model. Okay, how it looks like. So, okay, let's add one more variable. Okay, there are unsaved changes. We want to save. Yes, we want to save the changes. Okay, we'll go back to the drawing again, the drawing sheet, the canvas. Okay, and we'll try to introduce few more variables. Okay, we'll introduce now behavioral intention. Okay, we'll give them name behavioral intention. Okay, and we need to add actual use also. Use. Okay, this use is actual use, which is measured with the pi statement. So actual use. Okay, and then I'm connecting this with this connector. This leads to this leads to this. Okay, further I'm also saying that this leads to this. Okay, in case if you feel that this all arrows basically creates a confusion, then what we can do, we can hide this item as well. Yeah, only we can hide this item as well. Okay, if we right click, there's an option for hide indicator. So the indicator are now gone. Now this, okay, you may feel that this looks more sophisticated. Okay, this looks more good. Now the question may be like, can we, this relationship was also there? Yeah. Now the question is like, can I connect? Can I connect? Okay, this is the question for you. Can I connect like this? Can I draw a relationship like this? What do you think? Okay, can I draw a relationship like this? Can I have few answers to this one?
Sir, I think we can use like that.
How come? And why do you think so?
So because since usefulness was directly, we join with the behavioral intention. Similarly, the perceived ease of use can be directly related to the actual use of that particular product.
Okay. 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 Yeah, okay. So here, there is a lots of things. Okay, then there are lots of things in the world, okay, which are very easy. But are we using all those?
Lack of awareness, sir.
Lack of awareness. Okay. So suppose, okay, if I'm saying that, this PayPal is also very easy to use. Are you using PayPal also? No. Probably no.
No, sir. Yeah.
Then okay, so ease of use will not directly lead to actual use, by the way. This is the logic says, by the way. This is what the logic says, that actual perceived ease of use not directly lead to actual use. This is the logic says. Now in order to, or you may say that you may also justify that what you said, that sir, ease of use may also directly lead to actual use. This may also be possible, provided you have theory support. My question, the conclusion of this discussion is that you can draw any relationship. Okay, you may also see that look, this ease of use directly leading to behavioral intention. I'm completely agree with this, provided if you have theory support to it. If you do not have a theory support to justify this relationship, You cannot draw a line like this. Okay, if your theory supports like this, do it. If you do not have theory support, no use. Okay. A theory also, okay, ultimately, okay, this relationship was also there. Yeah? Behavioral intention also leads to actual use. Okay, so so your finally model looks like this. Okay, now with this, okay, on this particular model, okay, let's run the PLS algorithm. Okay, start calculation. And now we will see the result. What we need to check? We need to check the, where is my factor loading? Yeah, outer loading. Okay. Yeah, okay. So there's a problem with this. Can you see? Okay, the problematic items are highlighted in red. We have discussed this.
Yes.
That the items with the low factor loading, okay, we need to delete those items, provided it is not affecting your AB. Okay, so let's go to a construct validity and check your AB. But my AB is fine. My AB is fine. So I cannot, okay, the recommendation that the paper is giving, that you should not delete that particular item. Okay, or else, okay, if you, okay, which item was creating a problem? Usefulness 4. Okay, let's check the VIF of usefulness 4. Usefulness, this is okay. Can you see the AV is dot 0.563? This 563 is only because of that particular item. Okay, if I delete that particular item and if I run the analysis again, my AV will improve. Okay, let's check. Which item it was? Fourth item. Yeah, usefulness 4. Okay, usefulness 4. Can you see this is the item, low factor loading 0.602. Okay, if I delete this particular item, suppose if I delete this particular item and let's check the AVE. Okay, let's go to construct. Okay, now can you see the AVE? What is the AVE of actual system use now? It is 653. And it is substantially increased. That is substantially increased. That's one. Okay. What is my threshold limit? My threshold limit is only 0.5. If I'm meeting that, no need to delete the item. And deleting an item is something which is very last choice. Okay, it is not just because of you have a low factor loading item, you keep on deleting the item. No. Deleting item, okay, should be your last choice. So we have deleted that particular item. Okay, let's bring back that item. Okay, if I just click on no, okay, I don't think so. Okay, I just lost the item. Okay, I just lost the whole model. Okay, let's quickly made it behavioral intention and then usefulness. Usefulness. Okay, and I'm hiding this items. Okay, so okay, so you okay, unless and until you don't practice on their actual screen, this will not give you any type of benefit. So it's very important that after this workshop you do lots of practice. Okay, you watch videos, okay, because this 2-hour session is obviously is not enough to understand whole PLS. Okay, I took some around lots of session, lots of training session I have attended, and after that, I got an expertise over the PLS. Similarly, okay, lots of practice, lots of reading is required, okay, in order to understand PLS. There is a famous book also. Yeah, I'll give you the photocopy, not the photocopy, the cover page. Okay, the photocopy of the cover page to Boite sir. Okay, you can refer that textbook. That textbook is also very useful. Okay, when you are working on PLS. Okay, it is written by the same. Okay, the developer. So the developer wrote that book. Okay, and that book has a very detailed explanation of each and everything that we have discussed just now. Okay, again go back to PLS algorithm. Okay, fine. Now, what are the different things that we have checked? Okay, we have checked the outer loading, which is a factor loading. Okay, we computed, okay, we come to know that, usefulness 4 is having a problem, but it is still fine because it is not disturbing my average variance extracted. Okay, now we also need to check the R square. Can you check the R square here? What is the R square? An adjusted R square. Okay, R square. First, R square is 19%, 10%, and 10%. Okay, 19%, 10%, 10%. Okay, which is very, I would say, low R square. Because we only have 3 dependent variable, and that's the reason we got 3 R square. The attitude, because behavioral intention and usefulness. Okay. Now if you go back to the model, okay, here also you will find the R square, okay, written here. Can you see in the box? Okay, on the box, okay, there is R square. Okay, let me drop this relationship as well. Okay, we missed out on this relationship. It's a relationship. Okay, now the R square is substantially increased. Now, okay, 11 point. Earlier it was only 10 point. Okay, now it is. Now it is 11 point. Somewhere around 11 point. Okay. Yeah. The screen disturbs me a lot. Okay, this. I would just have to just shift this screen from one end to other before going to the software. Yeah. Okay. Now, okay, these are the R square. Okay, we also need to report the R square. Okay, let's go back to the paper of Dr. Atul Shiva. Okay, let's read the paper again. So this is how we should write the paper. Okay, we should read a lot. Okay, we should read papers written by other scholars. Okay, take some key takeaway from that particular paper and then start writing your paper. Now here it is a structural model assessment, okay, which is the next part. So they have also given an HTMT ratio, okay, Fornell and Racker and HTMs also, okay. So they have also given a confidence interval for HTMT. That also we can also do, okay, because this is also something which is a new thing, okay, reporting p-value with the confidence interval. Let me go back to the output. Yeah, so the output open report, and in HTMT, okay. So here
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So in bootstrapping, okay, we'll get that option. Okay, so what is bootstrapping means? Okay, so all your model fit indices, okay, you will get here in PLS algorithm. Okay, whether it is F square, whether it is R square, whether it is a factor loading, whether it is HTMT, whether it is Fornell-Lacker criteria. Okay, all those things you will get here in PLS algorithm. The model, okay, the measurement model related thing. Okay, because okay, first we need to validate the model. So first we have validated the model. Okay, and after that, we also need to test the relationship. What does that mean? Is perceived usefulness really lead to attitude? Is perceived ease of use really lead to attitude? Is attitude really leads to behavioral intention? Is attitude really affecting usefulness? And is behavioral intention really affecting usefulness or not? Okay, एक arrow यहाँ पे भी रहेगा ना हमारा, this arrow. Okay, and even this also. Yeah, okay, now the model is this thing complete, but you can see the model looks very shabby. Okay, let's make it the good one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Now it looks good. Okay, the final R square is still 11.5. It is 19, it is 24. Okay, can you see 24? Okay, but the higher R square is with this behavioral intention. Okay, great. Now let's check the hypothesis testing. Okay, now in order to check the hypothesis testing, okay, what we need to do? Okay, we need to go to calculate and bootstrapping. So if you go to bootstrapping, okay, here it is 5,000 sample. The recommendation, okay, which is given is 10,000 actually. In the latest paper of Ringel, okay, they have given that boot subsample means whenever they'll go for hypothesis testing, okay, they will divide your data into 5,000 subsamples and then they test the relationship. So it is it becomes a very robust process. So then our recent guidelines that they have given is 10,000 subsample. So here, okay, instead of writing 5,000, okay, we should put 10,000 as per the new guidelines. But the problem that, if you put 10,000, okay, it takes little longer time to process. Even 5,000 also takes little longer time. So hence I am reducing it to 500 just to save the time and start calculation. And after that, okay, we'll get the result for hypothesis testing. Okay, if I click here on open, okay. So here is my hypothesis testing. This is my p-value. Can you see all the results are significant? All the results significant means yes. Usefulness leads to attitude, usefulness leads to intention, intention leads to actual use. There's one more thing, through which, we can compute this. Okay, that is through confidence interval. Can you see this confidence interval here under path coefficient? Okay, so in many of the good papers, okay, good smart PLS paper, you will not finding that, they are only doing hypothesis testing with the p-value, but actually they are using the confidence interval approach, where this original sample should fall in between 0.25 2.5% to 95%. Okay, can you see that this original sample is falling in between 0.25 to 97.5? If that particular value is falling in between this two range, we can say that yes, that particular relationship is a significant relationship. Am I clear on this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So this value is okay. This value should be in between this two range. And okay, and one more thing, okay, there should not be any negative figure. Like you here if you say that it is minus 0.115 plus 24241. Okay, you can see that still this particular value is in between that thing. But because one thing okay is highlighting minus, okay, we can see that there is an insignificant effect. How? Let me go back. Okay. Is it the total effect, outer loading effect? Okay. This is something which is not much needed actually. Okay. But still, in bootstrapping, the major thing that we check is this path coefficient. Okay. Mean standard deviation, t-value and p-value. And we are saying that, the sample value, okay. One is this and another is this confidence interval bias. Okay, now with this, okay, we are rejecting or we are accepting our hypothesis. Okay, let's go back to the source paper. Okay, yeah. Okay, can you see, this is their model, and they have also considered these are their control variable. Gender, education, and age are controlling investment decision. So they have also kept control variable here. And then, okay, this was their hypothesis. Okay, whether nomophobia leads to investment or not. And this is their standard beta, their sample. Okay, and whether they are supporting that decision or not with the confidence interval level. Can you see when they are reporting, they are not reporting with the p-value only. Okay, they haven't considered p-value. Even they have considered p-value. This star suggests that to what extent they are significant. Okay, so the triple star means that the p-value is less than 0.001. Okay, and 2 star is 0.05 and then 1 star is 0.01. Okay. So if the value is low, sometimes we say that the p-value is less than 0.000 or the p-value is 0.000, which means the p-value is less than 0.001. Seems to be confusing, sounds to be confusing, but it's not. Okay. Yeah. So even they have given the p statistics like this, and they have also given confidence interval method to report the hypothesis testing. And then, there is also one option called as IPMA. IPMA, okay, we'll not discuss here. Okay, that is something which is advanced in PLS itself. Okay, we are discussing, okay, we are now in the advanced level, advanced research statistics workshop, okay, the IPMA, which is important performance map. Okay, it is an advance in PLS itself. Okay, so whenever you write in many this thing, okay, any paper, okay, which is based on PLSM. So what is something which is important? Okay, I'll tell you with this paper, and okay, I have few more paper also. Okay, okay. Now, sir has written this particular paper. Okay, Atul Shiva. Okay, the excellent. Okay, person. The main objective. Okay, this is their abstract. Okay, their introduction. Okay, the how the paper has been divided. The theory framework. Okay, so this is something which is very important. Theory framework. Which are the theory that you are trying to
मेरे को नींद आ रही
introduce? So they must have taken consider. Okay, they must have considered few theories.
सो गई भी मैं अब तक 2 मिनट
Sorry.
आँख खोली शायद वो दूसरा पेपर बता रहा
Okay.
वहाँ
Okay,
तक
आपने
कुछ
दिया,
नहीं
okay.
रहता
So in behavioral finance, okay, there are many biases, okay, and you need to read any paper, thorough, to identify which theory that that particular paper is targeting. Okay, so here, okay, that they are saying the phenomena address detail nomophobia questionnaire, okay, by Yildirim. Okay, they have considered Yildirim questionnaire, okay, to in order to come up with the nomophobia construct. Okay. So can you see that they are targeting this particular theory, a compensatory internet use theory. If you do not have any theory contribution, okay, if you haven't identified any theory, then there's no use of writing a paper. There's no use of what is your contribution. Okay, you cannot say that because I feel this relationship exists and no one listens to you. Okay. So here, okay, they have considered this particular theory. Okay, so you write, okay, whatever the theory contribution that you feel, you should write that in a theoretical framework. Okay. And then, okay, you should also start with the conceptual. So it's not only about, okay, listen, learning a software is very simple. And based on that particular output, writing a paper is very difficult. And in order to write a paper, you need to read a lot. Now this is okay, one of the good paper again, but you have the excellent paper like this. Now nomophobia and investors. Okay, now you cannot say that nomophobia leads to investor behavior. Okay, so first what they did, okay, with the prior literature they proved, and then they said hence we hypothesize that nomophobia influence investors' decision. With all this, okay, with all the references, can you see that, okay, with all these references, with all this status, with all this author's argument, they are concluding ki, look, because, okay, this is something, which is not a very new relationship. Okay, we have support. We have support to justify this particular relationship. The similar way, okay, for the hypothesis number 2 and hypothesis number 3. Okay, and for the mediation also, okay, so they have considered mediation also because investment firm is something which is a mediator here. Okay. Okay, let me show you one more paper, okay, which is also very excellent paper. Okay, so just I have told you that Yogesh Trivedi is someone, okay, who work on TAM and mute out a lot. Oh. Can you see the citation? 1,05,000 citation. Let's find out a good paper which talks about TAM. Okay, examining adoption of mobile internet in Saudi Arabia. Okay, this is the paper. Okay, great. The PDF is also available. So the thing is what? The software is something which comes very later. First, you should have the knowledge related to why theory is needed, okay, why hypothesis, okay, why and how my hypotheses are coming into the picture. Okay, how I am giving a justice to my hypothesis development. Okay, how I'm giving a justice to my research methodology. Okay, how I'm giving a justice to the discussion part, the introduction part. Okay, at least read 10 different, 15 different introduction. Then you will get an idea. Okay, load हो रहा है ये paper. Okay, so in the just in the start we discussed that can we apply this TAM where the technology is not used. The answer is no. Okay, still here also you can find that they have applied TAM where the technology is used. Okay, so this is something which is an accepted manuscript which he has uploaded. Okay, examining the adoption of mobile. Can you see this accepted manuscript? Yeah, examining adoption of mobile internet in Saudi Arabia, extending time. So their technology itself, technology accepted model is an established model. Okay, it is established model based on some theory. They are trying to extend this model with perceived enjoyment and innovativeness and trust. So no one has introduced this variable to the model so far, enjoyment, innovativeness, trust. Okay, so they are bringing this particular novelty into the model. Okay, let's go to their model directly. Okay, this is their model. Can you see this? Okay, this is a behavioral intention. The ultimate variable is outcome, adoption. Okay, the adoption of internet user in Saudi Arabia. And they are saying that behavioral usefulness is there. You have seen that behavioral intention is also there. Pursuit use of is also there. Okay, but in addition to this, trust, pursuit enjoyment, and innovativeness. Okay, this is something which we are trying to introduce into the TAM. But सिर्फ introduce करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. We also need to validate this particular model with the SEM and with the PLSM. Okay, so here clearly I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 hypotheses I can see. 9 hypotheses. Okay, so pursuit usefulness. Okay, they have written something about the pursuit usefulness. Based on that, okay, this is their first hypothesis. So they are what they are saying that look, okay, this is something which is this is something which is an established relationship. I'm not the first, okay, who is establishing this relationship. Okay, you may see that in case of if you have a lack of literature, but that relationship need to be on some theory, some theoretical support we need. Okay, without that theory support, you cannot write this. Okay, and if you feel that there is no theory to support it, then first write a theoretical paper, and then you can support your own theory to your relationship. Then for pursuit ease of use, okay, this is the second hypothesis again. Okay, for enjoyment again. Okay, there so no one has introduced enjoyment, but they proved. Look, enjoyment can also be leading to intention. Enjoyment, perceived enjoyment will positively influence Saudi customers' intention to adopt mobile internet. Perceived enjoyment will positively influence perceived usefulness related to adoption. So that is saying that perceived usefulness is related to intention. Perceived enjoyment leads to perceived usefulness. Again, coming to trust, they are saying that trust is affecting intention. Trust is affecting adoption. So first they have they have given a justification to the hypothesis development that they have did. And then, their research methodology comes to the picture. Okay. And then the result. Okay. Now result make what you can see. This estimate is nothing but their factor loading. Can you see this estimate, which is a factor loading? This is a factor loading for all the items. And then they have construct reliability and validity. This is their Fornell and Lacker criteria. This is the table of Fornell and Lacker. This is hypothesis testing. And they must have given the other table in annexure, I believe. The other table, which we have discussed. Okay, now this is their conclusion. Theoretical and practical implication. Okay, so what are the implication in theory part and what are the implication in the practical world? So they have given both the things here. Okay, research limitation and future direction also they have given. Then references. Okay, all are okay. very well structured. Okay. We cannot use any other style other than APA. And it's also depend upon journal to journal, like which referencing style they want. Okay, so suppose in case they want something other than APA, you have to use. Okay, you have to. Okay, this is their questionnaire. Can you see the appendix? This is their questionnaire, and this is the person whose validated scale that they have taken. So for perceived usefulness, they have taken a scale from Davis. For ease of use, they have taken again the scale from Davis. From enjoyment, they have taken a scale from enjoyment. Venkatesh. Okay. For innovativeness, they have taken a scale from this person. And they have also added, one item from this and two item from this scale. Okay, this also can be done. Because, can you see that, there was only 3 statement, 1, 2, and 3, innovativeness. Okay, I feel that, 3 statement is something which is not adequate to measure innovativeness, and hence I have added 2 more statement taken from some different skill, which is also from the same context of my research. Okay, and so on. So this is their questionnaire. Okay, so this is one paper. Okay, so you can also write, paper like this. The thing is, you should be more focused on the theory and hypothesis development and everything. This is the advanced statistical workshop. I know. Okay, this is the topic which is going to be. And okay, we did smart PLS also. But my always opinion is this only. Okay, unless you are clear about the theoretical part, unless you are clear about the very basics of research, you are not able to make the best possible use of the software that you have. There is one person who knows using smart PLS to a greater extent, but he's not able to write. So what he need to do, either he need to collaborate with someone who is very good in writing, or he should improve his writing. That's the thing that he can do. Because software is something which is learnable skill, by the way. You can learn it. And it is not something which is very difficult. Writing is something which is difficult, I'll say. Okay. So for writing, the first thing that comes is reading. First you read. First you read all the scholars. So yeah, first you read Atul Shiva, you read Yogi Trivedi, you read the expert which are present in your domain. And with that, you will get a clear idea how to proceed with it. Okay. So that's it from my side, sir. I'm done for the day. Okay. I'm open for question and answer, if any.
Yeah, Sagar sir, thank you very much. Now, dear participants, if any kind of question you do have, please ask, because I understand it was a technical session as already we had announced you, because many of you have to, everyone has to work on statistical part in the quantitative surveys, as we know. So in order to have you some kind of understanding and to get into the insights of practical sessions, it was kept. So if any kind of questions you have regarding statistical treatments and advanced statistical tools, please ask Dr. Sagar. Is a right person to answer on that. Kindly you can ask questions here.
Yes.
Or you can write in chat box. Yeah.
Yeah, it need not to be necessary that it need to be from PLS only. Okay. Any question that they can ask.
Yeah. Any question regarding data analysis or anything you have mind of research, you can ask, sir. Yeah, please. Thank you. Sagar sir, there are so many softwares coming today for data analysis. What do you think, which is do they give different kind of results, or any kind of is like that, because, or do they give the same kind of results? I think interpretation will be changing, the language will be different, but which is more you think, which is a more the one which gives the best result in today's, because there are so many coming softwares nowadays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So everyone will give the same result, sir. Okay. If you are using R, or whether you are using Smart PLS or you are using AMOS, okay, in that case. But it's also depend upon what sort of data that you have. And for your data, which software is applicable. So
Yes.
for okay, in one case, okay, if any research scholar is working on a formative scale, then they have to go for a smart playlist, because Amos is someone, okay, something which cannot deal with the formative construct. Okay, you can only deal with the reflective construct. So it's also depend upon, which type of data that you have, and what is the objective, and what type of analysis that you want to do. So that is also very important. And while framing an objective and hypothesis, a researcher should have therein they should keep that, what I supposed to do with this objective, with this hypothesis, what sort of data that I'll be collecting, and what sort of analysis that I'll be making. So this all clarity he should have at the time of proposal. Okay, which, okay, in many of the cases, okay, those students do not have that clarity, okay, when they make a proposal, and later on they realize that, like, this is the right approach. And for researcher, okay, I believe that, most of the participant here, okay, if they are the research scholar, the one thing that I will suggest to them is to attend maximum possible research methodology workshop. Maximum possible. So, okay, so in a month, okay, if you are attending 4 workshop, excellent thing. Okay, if time permits and if your schedule suits to that, okay, you can do that. So that
Very
is
true.
something, which is very, very much essential for a research scholar. Yes, sir. Anything else, participants?
Very true, you said. The more they attend the such workshops, their horizons of knowledge gets increased. I do also feel, because when we did, it was only SPSS, SPSS, but now today there are different things coming, and the results. Even the AI is now helping to give the analysis.
Yes.
Not exactly the way the softwares are giving, but at least they're giving summary of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
And
think.
yeah, and sir, now in Turnitin also, they can detect whether the content which has been generated is AI generated, or it is the written. Okay, it is a human generated content.
Okay,
And
that's
AI,
good.
even Turnitin have that option. So if you
So
are
that is
listing, even if you
that is
are
ought to happen.
directly from AI, okay, the software will easily detect whether you made it or it is AI generated content.
Because that is ought to happen. If the AI is giving you access of everything, there will be a software who will be then again highlighting that access what you have taken, again blaming you for having used it directly. That's ultimately what we are, only the creators, na?
Yeah.
So I sincerely thank you, Dr. Sagar, for joining us today. And I'm very sure what I know is that you are uh, like full into the research and statistical part. You are too good, and that's why I had a desire to keep your session. So thank you very much for giving them, practically teaching them how to how to develop a model. And today, that many times guides also have a demand that some kind of model you have to show. Might be it is like to put impression on the referees, or I don't know what's the rational idea behind it. But if it's a quantitative study and there are the scope of the models, then ultimately students will gain it from this, because they have to show the relationship into the regressions and all kind of variable relationships. So it was really nice. I also enjoyed it, the Excel sheet which you showed. So thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully you will be for our other sessions as well in near future. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for inviting me, sir. Thank you so much.
And it's a pleasure always. Thank you to on behalf of our college and principal, vice principal, IPC coordinator, I, and all our colleagues. Okay, we sincerely thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. All dear participants, you please fill the question feedback form without fail. And tomorrow you'll be having 2 sessions, one by Dr. Kuljit Singh from Jammu. He'll be speaking about sociological, on qualitative methods like use of NEO and all that. Okay, the softwares to be used in qualitative studies and the methods. And the second session